I am always on the lookout for ways to make drinking water easier so I don't have to think about it. But don't you worry, I've got a solution. AquaTrue has a wide range of water purifiers that can fit every home type. They have installation-free countertop purifiers, higher capacity under sink options, and they even have a Wi-Fi connected purifier and mineral boost options. I recently switched to AquaTrue and I can truly taste the difference compared to my old water filter. It is refreshing and clean. So why not give AquaTrue a try and experience the difference for yourself? AquaTrue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee and even makes for a great gift. Today, my listeners receive 20% off any AquaTrue purifier. Just go to aquatrue.com, that's AQUATRU.com, enter the code OVER50 at checkout. That's 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier when you go to aquatrue.com and use code OVER50. You know, when you search for something on Netflix, you only get a fraction of what they already have. Netflix has more than 18,000 titles globally, but only 6,000 are available in the U.S. That means you're missing out on thousands of great shows, unless you use ExpressVPN. Using it is so simple. It's an app that lets you change your online location, so you can control where Netflix thinks you're located. They have more than 100 different locations. That means you can access thousands of new shows no matter where you live. And it's not just Netflix. It works with other streaming services too, like Disney+, Hulu, Max, BBC iPlayer, and more. So why should you choose ExpressVPN? Well, first of all, it's super fast. You can stream everything in HD with no buffering. And it works on any device, whether it's your phone, laptop, tablet, or television. It's really convenient. Stop missing out on great TV and get thousands of new shows with ExpressVPN. We got them to give you guys 3 extra months free when you use our special link, expressvpn.com/over50. That's expressvpn.com/over50 to get 3 extra months completely free. Hey there, welcome to Bond Charge, a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, their extensive range of premium wellness products can help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. The list is endless. Now let's talk about the red light face mask and how it can help with a lot of problems, not just for wrinkles and fine lines, but also if you have a sore jaw, maybe eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, and so much more. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Many people have seen amazing results since using the red light face mask from Bond Charge. So what are you waiting for? Try the red light face mask from Bond Charge and experience the benefits for yourself. Your skin will thank you. Go to bondcharge.com/over50 and use coupon code OVER50 to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com/over50 and use coupon code OVER50 to save 15%. Hi there, and welcome to Over 50 and Freaking Out. I have renamed the podcast. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. My best friend Holley is with me on today's episode, which makes perfect sense because as you followed last week's episode, you know that I totally uprooted and moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area for a really, really big career opportunity. And I'm so excited to be able to share that when the time is right and when I can, which I can't at the moment. But I know that there are all of these questions that happen, well, what about this? And what about that? And what about Courtney? And what about Holley? And so I thought, well, you know what? Let's bring Holley on. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hi. So
Dee, I'm trying to figure out, because this is all new to me. I'm like, I'm going to look at you straight on, but I'm probably supposed to look at the green light. I don't even know.
I would suggest
everybody just deal with me.
Okay. Look at the green light, which will make it look like you're looking at me.
Yes. Okay. Look at the green light.
Right.
Follow the green light.
Follow the yellow, follow the green road. Oh my gosh. So it's, honestly, you and I have texted each other since I've moved up here, but we really haven't had an opportunity to just chat and have a phone call. And I kind of feel like this podcast is our opportunity to catch up with what's going on. But first of all, I miss you. I miss you dearly. I miss seeing your face. I miss our our dinners and our margaritas and just this time that we spend together. And I know that we will be looking for opportunities to make that happen in the not too distant future. And in fact, we have something very exciting to share where we will be together in the not too distant future. But I wanted, before I get into me and all my stuff, I just want to check in with you and see how you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's sweet. I can take myself back to when you called me and said, "Hey, can you come over?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna come." Then you're like, "Hey, stop being so busy. Can you come over?" And I'm like, "Okay." And you were very gentle to break the news to me. And you knew that um, it would hurt,
Yeah.
and it's true. It did hurt, and I left. I processed it. I thought about it. I had a little bit of kind, sweet counseling from people that know me and love me, and just kind of give me perspective into it.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of another loss for me in 2 years, but it's really not a loss. And what was shared with me that I want to share probably with others is, you came into my life at the most perfect time. God is the most, if I could say anything about him, his timing is impeccable. And so we had each other. We found each other in this really hard time of life. I gave you love, you gave me love, and we really grew.
Yeah.
And then this amazing opportunity came up for you. And then we needed to, we needed to be apart. Luckily, I've done this with another friend, but it's hard. It's not easy. But what I know that we will do well is we communicate well, and we will do well in this uh, adventure. I want to call it an adventure because
Yeah.
it is.
I agree.
And the other thing I want to say that I didn't say, sorry, I have so much like on my mind. I think just even when I look at your face, I don't even know that I can look into the computer in your face.
I know, I'm just staring at the green light because if I look at you, I'm going to start crying.
I'm so used to seeing your face in person, but was that God gave you in person. You were a gift to me for that season.
Yeah.
And that was really, really powerful words. And I really took it. It really helped me. I was like, you're right. It's a gift. Everything we're given in life is a gift.
Yes.
And then it's our job to use that gift, use whatever was given to you in that gift or whatever that is, and continue making it a gift. And so I look at it like after I had a couple of weeks to process, I'm like, I'm moving through it. And the gift you gave me, Dee, as you well know, is you pretty much changed my whole perspective on so many things. Most importantly, just confidence in general.
Yeah. Yeah. I have seen you shine. I have seen you elevate to this amazing and wonderful space. Whereas when I think about when we first met and the conversations that we were having and so much doubt that we were experiencing and a lot of frustration and a lot of, why, how, how could we be going through this and a lot of just, you know, and, for you, it was a huge change of life. I mean, you were a stay-at-home mom. I mean, your family was your dynamic, was your job, was your source, your fuel, your, everything. So for you, it was a little bit different because, I mean, literally, your whole life changed and it just meant looking at you in so many different ways and defining yourself and redefining, well, who is Holley and what does she want to be and how does she want to project herself and what does she want to do and what are her passions? And, it was, as your friend, it was neat to onboard with you at that time in your life. And I love that because I agree with you. I think we came in each other's lives at the most precious and perfect time because God is the most incredible orchestrator of any show you'll ever see. He knows
Yeah.
when people need to come together, and we did at the right time and grew together and got so much from each other and gave and shared. And when I remembered that night breaking this news to you, and I just thought, okay, we're smart women here. We have invested and we value each other so much. We're just going to get creative in how we share and what we do and how we spend our time together, because it is that valuable and it is that precious. And I don't want to feel like we've hit the brakes in any way. Does that make sense?
Yes, it absolutely. I mean, it is a choice. It's a choice to make our new long distance friendship
Yeah.
a priority, a priority, and that's a really important thing. But anything in life, Dee, worth having, you
Hmm.
have to make a priority.
You do. It's effort.
We made it a priority here. You know, you were busy.
Mhm.
Um, I became a lot more busy, just kind of
Good.
that, everything there's like, oh, let's try this avenue of work and this avenue and hey, how about let's throw in a third one? But it's a priority. I
And I'm
know.
like, Holly, might be a good idea to focus. Might be a good idea to streamline a little.
Chalkboard over here. I'm
Yeah.
getting some really good words going on that chalkboard as far as focus,
Yeah.
but it's a priority, and I know that frankly, Dee, since I've absorbed it all,
Yeah.
all I can think of is our friendship is going to be even more rich
Mm.
because of the experiences you're having without me, and vice versa.
Sure.
You've taught me to go get what I want and to believe in myself and to dream big and live boldly and all of that stuff, and truly just so much stronger on my foundation. So I kind of look forward to it. I want everybody to know that I look forward to it. I look forward to going to visit you, and I know that you're going to come visit me,
Yes.
and just having those experiences and traveling together still, and I still see our life continuing because this is a friendship that we complete each other's sentences. We have crazy commonalities,
I
which we
know.
can probably talk about some of that. And just, I look forward to it. Am I sad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and with that, I'll stop.
Yeah. I know. I am too.
With that, I'll stop because,
Yeah.
yeah, because I could make my tears flow, but I know bigger and better is to come because I felt it in the last 2 years of my life. So I know it's coming
Of course.
for both of us. We already know, well, they're going to learn what's coming for you.
That's true. They're going to learn what's coming, and it is really
Um, and,
amazing.
and I have big things too. So,
You
Dee,
do.
yeah. What did they call us at church?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Dennis called us the Phantom Twins.
I mean, it's kind of like when they said that, were we proud of that? Or were we like,
Look,
yeah, we're the Phantom
I
Twins?
mean,
Listen,
Phantom
kind of
Twins,
walk
Thelma
in a room.
Louise. I don't, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we walk in a room and it's really so funny. It's now we're a duo. When we were at lunch the other day and this woman walked over and said, oh, I actually recognize you because I knew it was you because you were sitting next to Holly.
Yeah. Well, no, people have said, "Aren't you Dominique's Holly?" Which
Yes,
I don't,
yes,
I don't know
right.
if that's a good thing or not.
Actually, I'm thinking that's a really good thing because I could become an Audrey. I will
Yeah,
a little.
that's true. That's true.
So no, I listen. I'm honored to be Dominique's Holly. Listen, if I'm going to be yoked with anybody, I will definitely yoke myself with you, girlfriend.
Good girlfriend, because you are definitely my one and only Holly.
Yeah, because those shoes would be yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I know.
yeah,
I know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's, and I'm so glad that you mentioned just how everything requires effort, right? Anything good in life, any type of a relationship needs to be nurtured. It needs to have thought and intent. And you need to have sort of a code, right? A code of conduct and how you're going to handle things in order for something to be fruitful. Otherwise, if you just assume it's going to be there and you don't invest the time, the effort, or energy, well, what happens? I mean, things fall apart. You distance yourself, you lose connection, and it so easily and readily happens. And I think once you kind of dig your heels in and say, no, this person's a priority, even though we've only had a few years. I mean, I guess we're just shy of 2 years, right, to connect. But to me, it
Yeah,
felt like a
yeah.
lifetime with you, honestly, in just the
I think that's
way
just
that we connect.
a connection because you have so much similarity in so many different things. And there's a ding on my computer, and I don't know how to turn it off
Well,
because
I'm sure
I'm
Courtney's going to pop in at any moment and tell you how to silence your notifications, Missy.
sure. Uh,
Help her silence her notifications.
but it's at least entertaining for those listening. Everybody knows that I'm not a computer. I'm not computer brilliant. That's what I'm going to call
Well,
it.
I don't think any of us is computer
Anyway,
brilliant. Mine just
yes,
died. I'm happy
I
to be here. Is all I have to say.
so yeah, it's a priority, one that I take seriously, and I know just like the way to keep it going is the most simplest of things of good morning. Maybe we might not hit it every day or good night but just making sure to check in
Yeah.
with one another because life can get moving, and then all of a sudden, there's that distance. So I know that we can, we'll do
We can make
fine.
it happen.
We'll do
Yes.
fine. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, and I think also, can I just say the power of the visual is so big. It's like sitting here now and looking at you and talking to you. I see you. I see your smile. I just feel so much more connected to you. And I think, look, here's the deal. I think we all just get lost in text messaging. And
Hmm.
there is something so impersonal about it. And what I want to do with you is spend more time FaceTiming you. I want to see
Yeah.
you. I want to see you in conversation. I feel closer to you that way. And I just encourage all women to do that in any type of relationship. Just, get on your phone and FaceTime, talk to some. It's like the best way to be in person when you're, 50 miles or 500 miles away from somebody.
You know what I did today?
Mm.
It was kind of cool. So I have another friend, and I had asked about, prayer partners,
Yep.
and she volunteered. And we've now spent a couple of times together on FaceTime praying, which
Yes.
you think, how odd is that? Okay, here we are both FaceTiming, both have our eyes closed and just engaging in our relationship with one another and asking for prayer. And so I know the power of Facebook for even those parents that their kids went off to college. And, it's kind of like one of those technologies that thank you because it really helps the distance not feel so distant
Distant.
because seeing my face and telling me if I did my makeup okay. And
You look great. I love that lipstick shade, by the way. It goes very well with your blouse.
I
Yes.
kind of
Very
like,
nice brownish
kind of
neutral.
created it. I moved the little dish that's here, with my 100 lipsticks as I try and throw on while I run out the door because it's very little makeup, just lipstick.
Yeah. Well,
But I created it for it's the Dominique creation just for
it's
you.
lovely. You look beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So do you. And I really, for those listening, this is the first time for me to see like FaceTime of where you are. I've seen
Great.
it like pictures, but ooh, it looks really cozy.
It is so cozy. And we will talk more about this space and when people will get to see it in just a moment. We're going to take a quick commercial break and thank our sponsors. And we'll be right back with my bestie, Holley Dean in Houston, Texas, with me in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Don't worry, it's gonna be okay.
It's all good. It is all good. We've got this. I am always on the lookout for ways to make drinking water easier so I don't have to think about it. Did you know that according to extensive research by the Environmental Working Group, virtually every home in America has harmful contaminants in its tap water? That's pretty alarming. But don't you worry, I've got a solution. AquaTrue has a wide range of water purifiers that can fit every home type. They have installation-free countertop purifiers, higher capacity under sink options, and they even have a Wi-Fi connected purifier and mineral boost options. Now, one of the things that really impressed me about AquaTrue is that it removes PFAS. You're thinking, what's that? Well, it's a harmful chemical that can have long-term health effects like cancer, endocrine system disruption, even liver toxicity. Get this, one set of filters from their classic purifier can make the equivalent of 4,500 bottles of water. That's less than 3 cents a bottle. Not only will you save money, but you'll be saving the environment as well. Talk about a win-win. And did I mention that you can use AquaTrue for more than just drinking water. Use it in your coffee, tea, even all your cooking needs. I recently switched to AquaTrue, and I can truly taste the difference compared to my old water filter. It is refreshing and clean. My son, when he's home, he drinks so much more water now. Even my fur baby Oscar is loving it. So why not give AquaTrue a try and experience the difference for yourself? AquaTrue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee and even makes for a great gift. Today, my listeners receive 20% off any AquaTrue purifier. Just go to aquatrue.com, that's AQUATRU.com, enter the code over50 at checkout. That's 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier when you go to aquatrue.com and use code over50. You know, when you search for something on Netflix, you only get a fraction of what they already have. Netflix has more than 18,000 titles globally, but only 6,000 are available in the U.S. That means you're missing out on thousands of great shows, unless you use ExpressVPN. Using it is so simple. It's an app that lets you change your online location so you can control where Netflix thinks you're located. They have more than 100 different locations. That means you can access thousands of new shows no matter where you live. And it's not just Netflix. It works with other streaming services too, like Disney Plus, Hulu, Max, BBC iPlayer, and more. I've watched some amazing shows while using it. For example, I could see Stranger Things from the UK. I love the suspense and, of course, the 80s vibe of that show. And let's not forget about The Crown from Canada. It is so fascinating to see the behind the scenes of the royal family. And all I had to do was open ExpressVPN, select the country, tap one button to connect, and refresh Netflix to watch it. It was so easy. So why should you choose ExpressVPN? Well, first of all, it's super fast. You can stream everything in HD with no buffering. And it works on any device, whether it's your phone, laptop, tablet, or television. It's really convenient. Plus, ExpressVPN encrypts your data, so it also protects your privacy and security, keeping you safe from hackers. Don't miss out on all the amazing shows that are available globally. Try ExpressVPN and unlock a whole new world of entertainment. Stop missing out on great TV and get thousands of new shows with ExpressVPN. We got them to give you guys 3 extra months free when you use our special link, expressvpn.com/over50. That's expressvpn.com/over50 to get 3 extra months completely free. Welcome back to Over 50 and Flourishing. My best friend Holley Dean is with me today. So many life changes, girlfriend, and we're talking about that. For those of
Yeah.
you who follow me on social media and watch and listen to my podcast, you know from last week that I moved to the DFW area, which is roughly 3 hours and 50 minutes north of Houston, away from my sweet girlfriend down home. And for me, it was such a bizarre move. And Hal, I didn't tell you this, but when I was driving, I mean, the movers had left, and I packed up my car with just, personal stuff like jewelry and camera gear and things that I just didn't want to worry about. And I left my high rise and I got on 610. And there's that part on 610 at I-10 that's elevated. And you can see downtown Houston on the right looking east. And the sun was just hitting it in such a way that it had this beautiful golden glow across downtown. And that's, such a popular intersection and just, significance in terms of location for me in Houston. And I just kind of hit that elevated part and I looked around and I just lost it. I mean, the tears started to flow and I thought, my gosh, this is my city. I mean, I'm even thinking about it makes me tear up again. But I'm like, this is my home. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, you see this skyline that has represented your entire life. And I felt like I was just driving by in one quick flash my entire life that included, my parents, my mom, my friends, my family,
Yeah.
everything. And it was such an odd feeling to let go of something and to make a change like that and to make a transition at this stage of my life. I mean, I'd always said that I would always have someplace in Houston, or at least I thought, right? And this, we talk about, you mentioned God's plan and God's timing. Sometimes we think we have our plans and our ideas and our timing, and it's good to have those, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the ones that are being written for us.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sometimes we sit at a restaurant by our fireplace deciding our plans. I don't know if you remember this conversation, and what if, the what ifs, and what are you going to do, and this
Mhm.
and that, and what if this, and then all of a sudden, bam, something comes into play,
Yeah.
like what happened to you.
Yeah.
Oh, not to you, for you is a better way to say that.
Sure.
Because we can plan all we want to, um, but then life, you know,
Life surprises you.
yeah, thank you. I'm trying to think of what to say. Yeah, we can plan and plan and plan because you and I are both planners. And
Yep.
then all of a sudden it's oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And I think that can happen for a lot of people. And I think that, and we should speak to that because, I mean, we're both women of faith and we both believe in God's purpose in our lives. But at the same
Yeah.
time, He doesn't want us to sit around and not do anything. We're supposed to do things. We're supposed to act on seeds that are planted in our heart. We're supposed to plan. We're supposed to try things and go for things. And it reveals in time whether it was a part of His plan or not. Is it our plan or His plan? And you don't know until you go, but you got to go and you got to try and you've got to experience and, succeed and fail and all of those things. But yeah, I mean, it was just, I don't know, one of those things that just hit me that I had a vision and a plan for my life, and it wasn't necessarily His plan, or at least not for this season. And, I'm excited to embark in this new chapter and change. And we talk about this, and I've written to this. Change is necessary. We're not
Yeah.
supposed to be the same. We're not supposed to be in the same place, doing the same thing forever. We're just not. We don't evolve. Sorry, that was me. I thought I silenced notifications. So go ahead.
Yeah, let me say something about that.
Yeah.
So today I was reading and just really sitting in this particular word that I'm trying to get just my whole body around, which is trust. But in my reading this morning, it talked about our failures,
Mhm.
and it really talked about how when we put ourselves out there, um, you know, we can fail. And really, it's the failures and the trials that get us into the position He wants us to be in. So if we stayed stagnant and we stayed complacent and we stayed safe,
Mhm.
well, then we're not going to learn nearly as much. And I definitely can say I have not stayed stagnant, not really safe, and I've definitely been in those positions that He has grown me. Is
Mhm.
it scary? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I know full well that whether I fail or succeed, I'm never alone. And that is the most comforting thing for me, and that's what makes me put myself out there more because
Yeah.
of it.
And haven't we not grown the most in the scariest, most vulnerable times, the most epic fail times? Isn't that when we have been stretched to the outer limits to where we've really learned more about ourselves? We've dug deep, we have discovered our fortitude, our tenacity. We've discovered so many wonderful, empowering things about who we are, but you don't learn that in the good times, you learn it in the struggle. So I'm always, it's interesting. When I'm in the struggle, I don't pray to get out of the struggle. I don't pray God's finding a solution for the struggle. I always pray God and I thank Him for the struggle because I know the struggle is happening for a purpose and to grow me. And so I think that He wants us to be able to be thankful in the moment, which seems so counterintuitive, right? To say, who wants to say, God, thanks for this heartache. Thanks for this pain. Thanks for this letdown. Thanks for this change and upheaval. But we're supposed to, because that's what gets us to where He wants us to be.
Absolutely, I 100% agree that and also if you think about the thanking Him for the struggle,
Mhm.
really kind of reframes your mind. Like, okay, so I've kind of just thanked Him for the struggle, therefore I've kind of just given it back to Him.
Yes.
So therefore, you know, you're not in the struggle alone. And really the struggle part for me too is when you're in the struggle, are you really going to be willing to observe who and what you really are? Like
Mhm.
owning our own transgressions or our own personalities. Like, this is who I am, and I might talk too much, or I might do this, or I might do that. But that's, really in the struggles, you're learning, like, I don't take criticism well, or whatever it might be for that person in the struggle. If we sit in it, which is not fun,
Yep.
we can, it can be the most powerful valley if we allow it.
Yeah,
And the valley gets us to the mountaintops. And the
absolutely.
mountaintops, we don't even really bother to really, we're too happy, we're too whatever. But yeah, I think that's so true for everyone to hear, is that thanking him for a struggle is not the easiest thing, especially if you don't have faith.
Yeah.
Like, really, you want me to thank him for this struggle? Have you
Yep.
seen
What I'm going
what
through.
life is? And frankly, some women could be looking at the two of us and go, "Your struggle? Let me see. I see your background behind you. It looks pretty nice. I
Yep.
see Holly's background behind her. She's got a pretty great life."
Right. But
Struggles happen.
nobody truly knows everybody's struggle. And it's not sizing up and comparing and my struggle's worse than yours and you suffer longer than it. That's not what it's about. Everybody
No,
has struggle, and everybody's struggle is real, and it's painful, and it's palpable, and there's no denying that. And I think too, because of social media, we just live in a land of comparison. It has gotten to the point where it is to the extreme, and that tends to happen a lot, and it's unfortunate because there should be no hierarchy of anything. It just is, and what matters is, what do you do in the moment, right? What do you do? What gets you out of it? What is your system? For us, prayer and a relationship with God is everything, and you and I have found that to be the one true salvation, the one true redemption, the one true compassion and companion, everything. He is everything.
direction, the one true direction.
Yes.
When you were spiraling, spiral, and I remember this wholeheartedly, that I had no direction,
Mm,
and I was like, whoa, and that was the only direction I could find.
yeah.
That allowed me to sleep at night. And I don't want. I mean, we could talk about our faith all the time,
Mm,
um, all day long. But it's true. We have to, whatever it is for anybody, because I don't want to. I just want to make sure that they hear what we're saying, which is, you know, putting and believing in something bigger than ourselves,
yes.
right? Like,
Yes. Yes.
so many people could turn us off in a New York second because we're, on our soapboxes about our faith. I really, I hope they don't.
Well, I hope they don't either, and I hope they know that the reason why I have this platform, among many others, is to put that out there, that I would like to believe that this is a safe space for women who are like-minded to feel like they are listening to other people who share that same belief system. So I don't shy away from it, and I certainly don't hide it. I talk about many other things on this platform, as you well know, but I'm not going to deny, as we talk about this major life change, not only for me, but for you and in our friendship dynamic, what is that one true thing that sees us through? What is that one true thing that enabled me to say yes to this and to something that I never really thought that I would be doing? What is that one true guide? Well, we know what that is. And that is this belief system and our faith in God that we've been talking about.
Just think about the things that you're praying for and all of that. And I just, I'm very thankful. And we even left church on Sunday, and you were saying something, and I said, oh no, use your platform. And those that don't like it, I'm sorry.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
But that's what,
about faith. Yeah. Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
We were talking about that, and so I'm thankful to get to sit here with you and talk about the love I have for him, and really for people to see the smile upon my face. Where we even went back not very recently to the first makeup video, and just kind of seeing
The
where I was
difference.
then
Yes.
from now, and that is a lot of work, and it's a lot of trust, and it's a lot of sitting and growing, and I couldn't have done it without all the love of the people that God brought into my life, the people that God brought into my life.
Hmm.
I mean, and it's been amazing. Each and every one was brought into the most specific, perfect time
Yeah.
during that journey
Agreed.
to keep it afloat.
Agreed and amen is what I'm going to say to that. And as we talk about that and just, the beauty of of the things that happen when they happen, and friendships and relationships in general. I think we need to share with everybody what
Okay.
what happened to us
I'm
for Christmas.
ready.
Okay, grab it. Okay, you ready?
I don't know if mine's going to fit.
Mine won't. Hold on. Okay. So we literally got each other the same thing. I think
Isn't
that
that
is
so
so
awesome?
awesome.
And what's funny is when you brought it over to me, we couldn't exchange Christmas presents when you brought it to me.
Yeah.
And then you handed it to me. I go,
Ooh, that's the same
"This
size.
is a size box."
Yeah.
And then I went over to your apartment, and it literally was the same size box. And then we started opening it, and it just shows how much we guys, we really think so similarly. We finish each other's sentences. The most crazy things when you were moving. Let's talk about the ballet box. What was
Oh
it?
my
The
gosh, that was craziness.
ballet box from, granted, what people probably don't realize is we grew up about 10 minutes from one another, but didn't know each
Yeah.
other.
I bet we
And the
went to
ballet,
the same dance studio off of Memorial near Kirkwood. That's where I went. You too. I knew it.
yeah,
You too. Ballet, tap,
yeah,
and jazz. And that's where we
yeah,
got that ballet box. Mine was
yeah,
like 1974, 75, 76.
yeah. I mean, we're only a year apart, so
Yeah.
yes, yeah. You just weren't in my class.
Darn.
You were leading the way all the way back
You
then.
would have been doing
Um,
jazz hands all the way, sister.
oh my gosh, I'm so not a dancer at all. Like I can dance, but not no no no. Okay, so it was ballet box, and there was a couple of others, but they're
Yeah.
not coming up to my mind. But what I want to say is, it is amazing when you have these friendships that
Hmm.
they just come out. And you're going, whoa,
Yeah.
oh, whoa, and so yeah, just fun and the laughter we have,
Ugh.
and the funny jokes that we have. Yeah.
Especially when margaritas get involved. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when, I mean, you really can't see in my background back there. There's a picture of Dee and I. It's Thelma and Louise, and
Yes.
just get involved. Yeah, we get a lot more chatty.
Yeah, as if we aren't already. But I want to read because here's the thing. So both of our gifts, right, are a compilation of photos, and we both chose the canvas, photos
Yeah.
and message. So yours says there are so many beautiful reasons for us to be happy, and that is
Yes.
true.
Yours says, friends, no matter where we go, no matter what we do, you will always have me, and I will always have you, Holly and Dominique. And that's
It
true.
is true.
When people lose out in friendships, it's because they're not making an effort. So just everyone, so many people have commented that they want to be a part of our friend group, or I want a friend like that. And we've addressed this so much. And you know, yes, it was a gift. Let's say this: it
Yes.
was a gift that God gave um, me to you, and vice versa. But we also were open to it, and we're also open to this long distance friendship and how we're going to go back and forth. And not to plug Bond Lane, but I will be writing it
Yes,
so
you
I can
will.
work and come to see you. And I personally love the area that you moved to because Ab went to TCU, and I just love that area. I
Yeah.
think it's a great area.
It's super cool. You know me, being a former traffic reporter, I need to know my streets. I need to know my north, south, east, and west, and I need my locators. So I'm already figuring out, okay, there's this store, and then there's a Sprouts, and then there's, this Asian
Have you found
restaurant.
the
And
grocery store already?
what's that?
Found the grocery store?
I found a Sprouts, and then I found a healthy grocer, like as if Sprouts isn't healthy enough. There's a natural
Yeah.
grocer even closer to me. So there, I'm already kind of figuring out my retail stuff. I think I found a nail place. I already found a coffee shop. So it's cool. I'm kind of integrating myself and discovering these new places. And then I also know the value of relying on people who have been in an area for an extended period of time. So I think, also I found a new church home, which is really, really important for me. And,
Yeah.
great church, great message, and looking forward to getting to know the community there. Just lovely, lovely, sweet people. And already one of them's like, I'll show you the whole area. I'll tell you everything. And I'm like, you're perfect because that's what you need. I would always get excited when I worked at the television station in Houston and new people would come. I'm like, I'll write you a list. here's where you want to live, here's where you want to shop, here's the doctor you need, the dermatologist, and immediately it's like they didn't have to think about it. They just knew where to go. And I'm excited to find that person or people to be able to help me do that.
I mean, don't you love that there's connectors in this world, and they were called to be connectors?
Yes.
So yeah, no, I'm so glad. I know that you mentioned about the church, and I think that's great. And also because we went to church together and could continue going where we went, but I'm also in search of a church home for myself.
Yeah.
And so that's the journey we're going to do separately and be able to talk about. And nail salons, yeah, I get to keep Tony.
You're lucky. I love him so. Nobody does a dip like Tony.
Same nail person, but
Yeah.
you're going to find your way, and
Yeah.
it's going to be great. And it's going to be amazing. And so, tell me about this place you live in. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that the furniture's pretty swanky. I know that none of it's yours.
Yep. Absolutely right.
Just the place in general and what you think
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, I love this place. I am no longer in a high rise, and
Yeah.
90% of what you see is not mine. And I'm going to leave it at that as we take a quick commercial break, and we're going to talk about this place and how I found it and why I went for it and why Holley is probably making a change, and all kinds of changes are going on right on the backside of this break on Over 50 and Flourishing. Hey everybody, can you believe how quickly the days are getting shorter? With less sunlight, it's important to make sure we're getting enough vitamin D in our diets. Did you know that a whopping 97% of women ages 19 through 50 aren't getting enough vitamin D from their diet alone? That's where Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus comes in. I personally chose Ritual because it's been proven to increase vitamin D levels by 43% in a clinical study. I love taking my Ritual multivitamin every morning as part of my daily routine. It's kind of become a non-negotiable for me. And let me tell you, it's not just the Essential for Women 18 Plus that I'm loving. Ritual has so many other amazing products like daily protein, symbiotic and gut health, and much more. They have definitely earned a spot in my lineup. One thing that really sets Ritual apart is that their Essential for Women is USP verified. That means you can trust that you're putting high-quality ingredients into your body. Did you know that only about 1% of supplement brands on the market have the USP verification mark? So if you're looking for a multivitamin that you can trust, I highly recommend giving Ritual a try. It's made a noticeable difference in my overall well-being, and I'm sure it can do the same for you. So no more shady business. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 40% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/over50. This offer is available through January 31st. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/over50 for 40% off. Hey there, welcome to Bond Charge, a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, their extensive range of premium wellness products can help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. The list is endless. Now let's talk about the red light face mask and how it can help with a lot of problems, not just for wrinkles and fine lines, but also if you have a sore jaw, maybe eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, and so much more. You can read all about it on their website. Let me tell you how easy it is to use the red light face mask. All you need is 10 to 20 minutes each day, and you can wear it while watching television, maybe even cooking a meal or putting the kids to bed. It's designed with both near infrared and red light to boost collagen and elastin production. Plus, it's super lightweight on the face and doesn't get hot, so comfy to wear. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Many people have seen amazing results since using the red light face mask from Bond Charge. For me, I've noticed a difference in fine lines and wrinkles. My skin looks younger and my complexion is glowing. It's truly a versatile and results-driven product. So what are you waiting for? Try the red light face mask from Bond Charge and experience the benefits for yourself. Your skin will thank you. Go to bondcharge.com/over50 and use coupon code over50 to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com/over50 and use coupon code over50 to save 15%. So glad to see you guys today and have you. If you are watching on YouTube, you can see my beautiful bestie Holley in Houston. I'm in DFW now. It's the relocation episode. We'll call it that.
I think it's the episode that everybody. I don't think I said this yet, but I can't how many people have said to me, "What are you going to do?" I remember when I came back to you, I'm like, "D, we need to figure out an answer to this. What am I going to do?"
How are we going to live without each other?
Anyway, I'm like, I'll be fine. Anyway, go
So
ahead.
what's your answer? Now, what's your answer?
I'm going to do, well, remember, I mean, what am I not going to do?
Exactly.
But here's the thing. The people that ask me, I understand why they ask me that.
I know.
And many of them were actually concerned because they know how close we are.
Yeah.
And, but I'm going to live and show myself and whoever else is watching that, life does go on, and it does. Life goes on after a divorce. Life goes on after your friend moves. Life goes on after you lose somebody horrible and it leaves a hole. Life goes on if you choose to let it go on.
That's the key word right there, if you choose. And I know a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people suffer loss, and it's inevitable. We're all going to experience loss in this life. Life comes with loss. But in the end, it is a choice of how we handle it. And do we cave in? Do we get into a shell? Do we hibernate? Do we feel so wounded that we can't go on and live? But how is that truly honoring? Not only because people say, well, you're not honoring the person you lost by not living. Obviously they would want you to live, but you know who wants you to live? God wants you to live. You deserve to live, right? Time is precious. That is one thing I know, and we know. You hit midlife, it's as if the accelerator on the gas got floored, and it's like, boom, where did that year go?
Go.
It's insanity. I don't know. But all I know is that it's making me laser focused not to take anything for granted. That every moment, every experience, every exchange is precious because it's just laser quick at this point.
Yeah, agreed. So let's go back to choice because I'm going to do the segue. You ready?
Do it.
Why you chose that apartment. It's not an apartment. Sorry. Yeah. Tell me why you chose the place that you're living in.
Yeah. So, okay. There's so much to this story to share and to tell. And there's a lot I can't at the moment, but I will be able to, and it'll all make sense in time. But this opportunity that came my way very quickly. Like out of the blue, lightning quick, to the point where, I'm like, I was telling you, you're not going to, you won't believe what's going on. You won't believe this, you're like, whoa.
But what about, and you're like, but this and this and this
and this.
You already have the answers, and that's when you just know.
Yeah.
So we all know, but keep going.
Yeah. So, but it meant that a multitude of decisions had to be made lightning quick. And once I decided to say yes to this, agree, move up here, it's like, okay, well, now what? Now you need a place to live. So, it's funny. Every area is very different. And so where we live in Houston, live is a very kind of bustling inner city, lots of high rises, mid rises, shops, it's just sort of this area where it's walkable. It's like walkable living. And you and I got very accustomed to high rise living. After I left my house, I went into the high rise where I met you and where my mom lived. And then I went over to the other high rise. So I was like, high rise living, it's great. It's like a dormitory for adults because you meet so many people,
House.
Yes, it is. In this age range, most of us have animals. And so we all know each other by animals or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought, all right, I'm going to look here and just kind of continue the high rise living. But the nature of the area and where I'm working, and, I don't want to drive. So now I'm actually having to go into a place of work as opposed to working out of my own home. So there are all of these requirements. It's like, well, I don't want to do a long drive and be stuck in traffic. And, they don't have a lot of high rises or, mid rises around, or maybe the space that I needed. So I started entertaining the idea of, all right, well, maybe rent a house. So then because you can find a lot of houses for what you and I were paying for rent. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I mean, this makes sense, right? I mean, get a house, get more space, get space for Oscar, whatever. So in that price point, all of these houses are pulling up, but they're like 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't need, it's just me, I don't need all of that. So now
Well, it's
it's,
going to make you feel lonely.
yes, it could be very cavernous, nor did I have the
I was looking at
furniture.
townhouses at first. It scared me. So go
Yes,
ahead.
I can see that, right? And so all of those thoughts were going through my mind. I'm in a big empty house. I don't need it. Now the obligation of feeling like I need to furnish it, feeling empty and alone in a space, whereas, the high rise was like the perfect little safe cocoon for me. That's kind of what it felt like. Um,
Absolutely.
and then, I will never forget, I was getting really, really frustrated. I found a place. I wanted to put a deposit on it, and somebody put a deposit on it 12 hours prior. And I thought, this, perfect like size house, not too big, good neighborhood. It's like, shoot. So we're starting from scratch. And now, mind you, the clock is ticking down to when I need to move and be up here. So the next
That
morning I
very
get on,
nice life you
yeah, and
had.
there's that stress and that pressure, right? And as we were saying, your environment matters to how you feel and just how you approach
Yeah.
and embrace an area. So the next morning I get on the MLS and something pops up, something really cool and kind of this in between thing. So it's a townhouse, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, this is beautiful, great floor plan, not too big, wonderful lighting, good space, and furnished. And I thought, checkity,
Hot
check,
dog.
check. Sign me up. I mean, I
Ah,
couldn't believe, literally the day it popped up, I contacted the agent who had been helping me. I said, this place checks all the boxes. It's 12 minutes from where I need to be. It looks like it's in a really good area. She came over, she FaceTimed me from here. She said, this is you. You're going to love this. I said, great, let's pull the trigger. And so I wound up in a townhouse, and I'm on the second floor of the townhouse, and I'm overlooking, I got a big kind of deck on the second floor and a bunch of trees. And can I tell you that Oscar loves me? Because I literally open the door and there's this whole fenced in area, and he just goes and he sits outside on the second floor deck, and he's literally outside more than he's inside. And I
yeah.
kid you not, you can tell when your animal is smiling at you, and he's smiling at me.
Yeah.
So I just think it
So,
worked out for so many reasons.
yeah. So is my bedroom on the first floor? I can't remember.
Your bedroom is right here to the left on the second floor. That way we feel like we're
Everybody
close, but we've
knows
got
where
some
I'm at.
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're by the kitchen. You'll be
You
very
had sent
happy.
me pictures of Oscar, and he looked like so like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, oh,
Yeah, no, it's like the angels just came down and sang.
like, mm, um, but yeah, I just like, and the you got to just pretty much have a clean slate, and that's what
Yeah.
you said when you were packing up. I'm gonna just take the things that I really need and want,
Hmm.
and start over and experience this, and I can. And
Yeah.
I know that you were sweet to give furniture here and there, and do all that you did, and I personally think it's wonderful. It's fabulous. It's great to see your face. You're happy,
Yeah.
and I love that. And I the place is beautiful, and it looks like a home, and I know that's so important
Yes.
um, to you. And you had said me making a change. I had just recently, because one of my girls lives with me, but she only stays here really for the closet
Yeah.
because she calls all the time. I'm like, I'm just the closet. Um, but it is a tighter space for two people. I know exactly how long her contract is for where she's working, but and really for me, it's just getting tiring of going up and down the elevator with
Dogs.
E. And so I think E deserves an Oscar. So
Experience.
I do
Yeah.
when my lease is up in about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking for the transition for some grass,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel as daunting as me now because I've now figured out my own space and my new foundation and my new safety net, and so everything's for a season, right? The townhouse, I mean, high rises
High
were our
rise.
season,
Yeah.
our next season obviously is probably going to be townhouse season.
Yep.
Um, but just, yeah, it's okay to make a change, whether you're a person downsizing or
Mhm.
having to move to a new state because your husband got transferred and you're 45 years old, and wait, this is your whole foundation and you're leaving all your friends. Just looking at it, like the way you looked at it is you just kind of threw all the balls in the air and said, I'm doing this and I'm
Yeah.
going to do it, kind of living so boldly like you did. I'm leaving this behind and this behind and this behind, and it's going to be okay. And yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine when you look back and you were going over that, that on the freeway. I know what that felt like because you and I, communicated several times on that drive. But
Mhm.
you know, to make to live boldly, you got to make some sacrifices. And
And you got to
what's
throw a
funny
lot
is
of
some
balls in the air.
sacrifices are not really sacrifices. Your sacrifice. What's the other word? Your sacrifices were upticks and all these kind of things. Like,
Totally.
wee.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And what you think
Um,
is a sacrifice can really turn out to be such added value to your life. A sacrifice is if you give up something greater for something lesser. That to me is a
uh-huh.
sacrifice. But if you're giving up, and it could be how you perceive things in the moment. You may think you're giving up something greater for lesser, but in the end, you're giving up something greater to help grow you into something that can be even greater than where you were
Yeah,
before. And that in the end is not a sacrifice. So
yeah.
that's kind of how I choose to look at it. And again, it goes back to the language that we speak over ourselves in our lives and these sort of absolutes, because I was saying to myself, I was speaking over myself, oh yeah, I'm never moving back into a home again. I love high rise living. It's
I remember
easy.
those
You
conversations.
remember, I'm never going back. I will always have a high rise in Houston, no matter what. Even if I'm
Yes.
blessed enough to have a property somewhere else, I will always have a high rise in Houston. Well, look at me now. I'm in a townhouse in the DFW area with nothing in Houston. So zip it.
To see what might happen to I just we live boldly and we do it together, and it's fun and it's exciting and it's engaging,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's fun.
It is. It is exciting. I mean, why limit yourself with a limiting mindset? Why put all these parameters and barriers around yourself of shoulds and, what you think you can handle or can't handle or what you think you like or don't like? I mean, sometimes you just have to try. And if you get some kind of a stirring and a calling in you for that kind of a change, and I think that's, when we truly are listening to God and listening to that voice, I think we surprise ourselves so much by what it is that we're not only willing to do, but capable of doing. And that's where the real
Mhm.
growth and discovery is. We throw out these absolutes in our lives of what we think we should do or how it should play out. And really, who wrote the word should? Said who?
well we often write the word shoulda
Yeah,
on all over ourselves,
all
and
over. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
yeah, you just can't live with that. I did that for a long time, and
Hmm.
got some serious therapy that said, stop with the shouldas,
Absolutely.
stop with the couldas. Your life is your life, and you learn from it and you move through it. And because I could do that all day long, so could you. I mean, because I'm not perfect, and I
Yes.
could say that about my marriage. I could have done this or that, but can't do that anymore.
No.
Instead, we will not live in shoulda land. We live in what can we do land, and
Right.
especially with the stirrings. I mean, you know that I've had many stirrings in the last year and a half, and
Hmm.
and followed a lot of them, and it's grown me immensely. Whether it was Southwest Airlines when I went all the way through that, and then my insurance license, and just all the different things that you, listen to the stirrings.
Yeah. Because
You
it
know,
is.
and,
It's
and when you get a call that you aren't even expecting,
what?
um, and then
What?
your whole life gets stirred, and then but yeah, I really can't wait for you to be able to share with everyone
I
what
know.
has
I'm
happened,
chomping at
and
the bit.
it's going to
I
be
am.
great. Listen, you're chopping. I'm,
I
I'm,
know.
I'm feeling phone calls here and there. I'm like, listen, I can't tell
Can't
you
say
what
anything. I'm sorry.
you. It's not my information,
I
and it's
know.
this.
I
Because I'm not exactly weak at that, but I'm trying.
I
But
know.
so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting, and it's, I think everybody in their own way and in their own lifetime gets these kinds of blessings, and these opportunities, and you just have to act, right? You just have to act on
Yeah,
what comes your way, especially if it's a gift like this. And it's been a gift, and I mean, it's meant a lot of letting go. It's meant a lot of change at a time when I didn't anticipate it. But that's what life asks of us sometimes.
you're so great to, and I'll bring his name up. You're so great to not bring styles into your platform very much, and I love that about you. Many of people will also say, "Well, what about Hollywood? About styles?" So I'll address styles. Styles is actually going to get like the true college experience now because Mom is not 10 minutes away. And he's been doing great with it. I'll talk. I mean, I saw him, and then of course I offered him home cooked meals. Let's see if he takes me up on it. But everybody, it's good. It's good for even Styles too. That
Yeah.
it's gonna grow him too.
Absolutely. And he's excited about coming up and visiting me and spending time here and discovering new places with me. And I think that, with kids, I mean, you know how it is when a kid is in your home or around you a lot, they just take you for granted. They just know you're there. So it's like, hey, hi, I need this, I need that, gotta go, bye. It's like, you alive, you good, great. But in
Yeah.
this situation, when you're not around each other as much, then time together means travel, and it means real time together. And it's such an opportunity to just have deep conversation, to connect. And what I love experiences. To me, experiences are what make memories. And so now it gets to be more experience based and discovering new things together. And what was your impression of this? And what did you think about that? And did you like this? And let's try this. And, that's neat that I get to do that with him instead of, being the leader all the time and knowing all these things. Now we're both in the same position, and we're discovering at the same time together. And that's
And there's
cool.
so much to discover there. And yeah, I look forward to hearing about those conversations of when he comes to visit because when he comes to visit, he's there.
Yeah.
He can't leave
Stuck with me.
and and it will be good. The picture I took when you were telling him goodbye and
Oh,
um yeah.
what a
But you know what, Mom? He's gonna be okay.
oh,
And if he's not, Styles, if you're listening, you better call me.
she's got cheese balls waiting for you.
Right? I love you, cheese ball. Well, thanks. Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited. I really can't wait for you to announce where you've announced where you are, but what you're doing
Yeah.
and the gift. And I mean, I think I can say this that it truly is kind of the last puzzle piece in something you were wanting to do. Can I
Mm.
say that?
Yeah.
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 Mm. Not that you were looking for it, but it's something that you had thought of,
Yes.
and
Many, many,
how it
many
came to
moons ago.
pass is really interesting. And I'm just excited that, you, babe, you're so good at what you do. Just even when you worked with me in the bra event, and it was so new for me to do that event, and I was learning on the fly, and you were just like trying to guide me through how to even guide you, and you just have that magic spark, and it's going to get to continue to just be so big and bright, and I'm just so excited for that.
Thank you. I'm excited to be able to do something that I love to do, um, and that much more so. And I say that it's such an addition because I already do what I love to do here and on YouTube, and I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to have this, and it just fuels my fire in such a great way. And now this new opportunity is such an add-on in a similar but different way. And
Yeah,
it thrills me. The only thing for me to figure out honestly is my bandwidth. How much am I going to be able to do what I do? Balancing time, balancing schedule, managing that, managing, because I tend to be a workaholic. I just am that way. Um,
you are.
and I have to be careful. I have to be mindful to obviously I've got to prioritize good rest, but I need to get a regular exercise routine in there. I need to get routine and structure within, and it's going to take a while because it's all of this is so new. Um, and it'll be my challenge, but it's an exciting challenge, and it's one that I look forward to. I think a lot of people in the beginning of the year are trying to create balance, and that in their own lives. And I just want to share that that is my same journey as well, is to find balance in this new life of mine and to make sure that my self-care is equally represented, as well as the professional side of me, which tends to get overrepresented a little bit. So I'm a work in progress.
When you get your printers set up, I don't know if you even have one, but remember we did this, and I think it was so powerful. Not planned, but went out for brunch after church last Sunday, and made a list of our, of our goals. And what was fun is like you gave me some that were not on there, and vice versa,
Mm-hmm.
and just continuing to focus on that. And your biggest one was work-life balance,
Yep.
and yeah, I'm gonna be holding you to that because that involves me,
Yes, it is.
and
Seriously involves
it
you.
involves your mental health. It involves a lot of things,
Yeah.
and that will probably be the biggest challenge because you were already busy.
Yeah.
Um,
I know.
but it's okay because he's got it all figured out because
Yep.
he's the one that put this into motion.
Right.
So, but I do plan to help you with that
Thank
as
you.
well as the things that you plan to help me with that we
Yes.
talked
And let's
about.
talk about that because you have something super exciting coming up that I had already agreed to prior to accepting all of this. So the good thing is that yes, we may be apart, but not for that long. I'm coming back
Yeah.
to Houston for you, sister.
So after I kind of took it all in and asked the questions and made some funny statements, which I can't talk about now. um, I of course said, but wait, are you coming back to Houston on January 27th? And
Duh.
you're like, of course. So many people have seen on our social media the thing that we talk about things that were put on our hearts back in May. I'm going to get that month wrong, when you and I went to Miraval, and then we did some tapings about Miraval and talked about Miraval and what it meant to us in our lives. And I was sitting on my porch talking to Elaine, one of my new friends and one of the speakers that will be there, your friend too.
And she
And
was
I
on
just
this
said,
podcast, Elaine Turner, for those who are
yes.
listening and watching.
And we were just talking and brainstorming and laughing, of course,
Of
always
course.
with Elaine. And I literally was sitting on my porch, and I still to this day remember feeling that it was just put so heavily upon me to figure out how to share the information that was given to me, because at that time I felt pretty powerful, but I didn't have any idea how much power I was going to receive from that engagement of other women that are like-minded, that are searching, that want to grow, that are vulnerable, that want to get information that we don't really understand. And I wanted to share this with others. I've always had a passion for women, even when I did it in women's ministry, just being able to change people, help people, save people. I mean, not that that's my role, but I mean, just be his light in this world. And so I literally said, I'm going to figure out how to do this. Frankly, I'm still learning how to do this. I decided to make Revive to Thrive. I started my own company, Hollywood Events. And so we're going to host Revive to Thrive at the Houstonian January 27th. It's an all-day event, which is different than Miraval because Miraval was a weekend thing. And I really wanted it to be just as much information given out with a lot smaller amount of time to have to be given, and a lot less money to have to be given. So we're going to do that. And what I'm really excited about is it's small things that if you change them, can change you. Like we talked about
Completely.
nutrition and all those, but I was sharing with you during one of the commercial breaks that I went back to get my BioT pellets today, and that's something that we will be talking about and how that can change your life. But for me, I was working out so much and I just didn't understand why I wasn't losing any weight. And I just was like feeling bloated and all this. And so we were able to tweak just one thing, which is my thyroid medicine. And I went today and I was able to lose 7 pounds just off that tweaking. And so now that that's been tweaked, the ability for my body to change, and it too, I'm looking over there because there's my numbers, but it too changed. So
Yeah, that's right.
just simplest information. And that's what I mean. I want to get women the information they need
Hmm.
to make their lives better. Not
Yes.
new year, new you, because you're already great. New year, better you. That's the code we used this past weekend. That I think we're gonna try and keep using, but we're gonna see about that. But I'm just so passionate about it. You can see my eyes light up. I'm so excited. So, and I'm most excited that you're going to come back and we're going to get to share this day together and just help some women make their paths a little bit better.
Yeah, it's you have a really cool lineup. It's just a one-day event at the Houstonian, and it's a program from morning through early evening. So, kind of walk everybody through the lineup, who the guest speakers are, because I think you were very, very selective in who you wanted to bring on board, what the messaging would be, and you really wanted to kind of get all facets of what a woman in midlife, or even catching her before midlife. And I think this is really important for women who are in their 30s, early 40s. When perimenopause is just starting to knock on the door, I want to tell you that is the time to get this information, because you can be so proactive in your life. Instead of
Yeah.
having to mitigate symptoms and kind of backpedal, you're already ahead of the game and you're like, whoa, I've heard about this. I know this. I can identify it. And now I know what to do and what kind of a protocol or a treatment to seek. So, kind of walk everybody through the day and what they can expect.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you said that because just recently somebody said, well, like, what's the median age for this? And Kelly and I were talking when we were working out, and Kelly said, well, frankly, midlife starts at 38
Hmm.
um, and goes. And so that was so interesting, that information that I was given. And then I kind of turned it into knowledge is power,
Hmm.
and early knowledge is even more powerful.
You bet.
So absolutely anybody that like even thinks, well, gosh, I'm kind of interested in this. On our Eventbrite, well, where you sign up to buy the tickets, all the agendas laid out there, and the speakers are laid out in there and what they're talking about. And it does talk about like the ages and things and what we're going to be doing. So here's a quick synopsis of it. We're going to come join together at the Houstonian, have a beautiful place, and what's great is it's a place I picked so people could stay the night before or the night after to
Hmm.
turn it into a bigger retreat than we're going to be able to do in one day.
Yep.
So we're going to start out with breakfast and community. And Tina, who we met at Miraval,
Yeah, who does
who I've
breath work.
also got to know really well and is a prayer partner of mine, will be leading us in breath work. So we can just kind of set our intentions for the day and really learn how breath controls so much of our life,
Hmm.
and really learning how to use the tools she's going to give us to implement it in our days. And then we have two doctors that are going to speak, Gracia and Leah. And I'm not going into their last names because I'm still learning to pronounce them because they're so big and beautiful and long. Um, but they're going to be talking about, hormones, and they're going to be talking about insulin deficiencies and just so many different aspects that I learned um, kind of when I got on hormone replacement, but they're also going to explain it to you because there's some people out there that think it's bad for you,
Hmm.
and be able to answer your questions. We are going to have a time of, knowledge, and then we're also going to have a time of connection, and then we're also going to have a time of questions.
Good.
So we're going to get to dive into them, and then Kelly will talk, and she's going to teach us all how to eat, what not to eat, and how to just incorporate it all into our lives. And we're going to have lunch after that. We're going to have some really cool things during the lunch hour that are going to take place that you don't even know of because I've been working on that since you left.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Can't wait.
and then let's see. I think Elaine Turner is going to take the stage, and she's going to just kind of give us the Elaine way of life, which is humor and just
And
how our
worthiness.
self
She's about
and
worthiness.
worthiness
Hmm.
and just really feeling comfortable in our skin.
Yep.
He just has so much to offer. And then there's Meg,
Hmm.
who could easily peg you as your Enneagram number the minute she sees you. She pegged me at Maribel within, I think, 2 minutes. And
Yeah.
all weekend long, she's like, yeah, 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 number 7.
Yeah. 8.
Funny, funny human. So she's going to talk to us about Enneagram
Mhm.
and many different things. I know so many of us were still working on everything that we want to talk about. We have so much, and we're trying to
Mhm.
condense it in. And we're also going to be, working to give the material to go home. And then there's you.
And then
Um,
there's me.
and then there's you, the culmination of the day, which
Yeah.
we all know your platform as being big, bold, and beautiful, and just engaging with us. And I think it's going to be so interesting. You're going to be coming back here for the first time. I bet you approach it a little bit differently because you got some things that are going to happen before you get back. And so I really look forward to seeing what the Lord puts on your heart, because I
Mm-hmm.
know you're like me. You're prepared, but you just let it flow.
I let it
And then
rip.
after that, oh, by the way, Tina's going to actually do breath work with us twice. And then after
Great.
that, we're going to have a happy hour. And then we designed the happy hour for time for us to just really connect and laugh and sing. And I know there's going to be music involved. And so it's just going to be a day of growth,
Yeah.
connection. And we have so many things planned. And I have so many dreams and big ones. And I just look forward to seeing how God has it all unfold, because He just continues to remind me um, of staying in trust of what this event can be, of what He put on my heart
Mm-hmm.
back in June. So, Revive to Thrive, baby.
Yeah, baby. It's
It's
going to be
such a
big,
great thing.
beautiful.
I don't tell you, this is so funny. I still have my Christmas tree up, and Revive to Thrive is on Saturday.
Okay.
Turned 55 on Monday.
Wow.
And I decided to turn my Christmas tree into a Revive to Thrive tree. So there's a big 55 at the top of it with 55s coming off of it with a bunch of feathers. So,
Well, that's
um,
perfect. What a great
you know,
symbol for a lot of big things coming up in your life. I love
yeah, a
that.
lot,
A
a
lot.
lot, a lot. So I'm just super excited.
You should be.
Yeah,
And I will
yeah.
say, as an added comment to this, I think the reason why you were so drawn to doing this is what came on the heels of the event at Miraval back in May, which was a women's wellness retreat. First of all, I can't even speak about how much information and how empowering that information is. It is life changing information. But really, the magic that happens is the sisterhood and the bonding between women that takes place at an event like that. Because I'll tell you what, when you're coming to the equation of I don't feel good in my skin. I don't understand these changes that are going on in my body. I don't feel like I'm living my best life. I don't feel like I'm a priority. I feel like I know I need to do something for me. I don't know what it is. You're coming to this from a place of, first of all, acceptance that things aren't all that great, and B, a place of vulnerability to try to make it great and make that acknowledgement. And you take now a group of women who are in that same place. And what you and I found at Miraval was that the barriers came down and that women shared things with each other that they haven't shared with their spouses, their best friends, their children. I mean, we all learned so much about each other that weekend, right? And the
Yeah.
friends and connections that we have now are because of that weekend. So I can't
Yeah.
even just that part alone, and the power in the sharing and feeling like you are not alone in this journey is huge.
And D, creating the intentional space, like making it so safe. We've been talking about that, and
Mhm.
setting our intentions for that day. So making it a safe space. So many women don't think that they deserve it. I
I
hear
know.
so many things. I don't deserve it. I should take the time for myself. Like all these things and all these reasons we don't do this. And what I really want to say is take the time to make your life better,
Yeah.
because you don't know who to ask, or you feel like I'm the only one in this, and all these things, these jumping monkeys we women
Mhm.
have in our brain all day long. And that's why I did it, because I really felt that I wanted to help change people's lives, because it was such a gift to me. I mean, I started my own company to do this. I mean, where did even this come from? So it's powerful, and I mean it with my whole heart. If people would just see the value in taking time for themselves, which would be
Yeah.
such a value to their husbands, to their
Mhm.
children, to everyone, their work people, all of it. Putting ourselves
Yeah.
first to grow yourself can make you and those around you better.
Agreed. Agreed. And I'm so proud of you for doing
Oh,
this, and I'm so excited to be a part of
you.
it. I'm honored. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see the women impacted. And I'll just let the audience watching and listening know that we'll provide a link in the description so that they can click on it. They can get to your Eventbrite page. They can read about it, learn about it, and sign up for it because it is coming around the bend quick.
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure that that code that we used in YBU stays out there a little longer because I do know that some women really are having a hard time after Christmas. So I'm going to extend that as long as I possibly can. So sign up, please, because it's going to be an amazing day.
That's so great. And then your code is offering how much off?
20%
20%.
off
Great.
off the tickets, which will really help. I know. It's just unfortunately, I'll address this. Everyone's like it's kind of pricey. Well, um, the venue alone's pricey, and so I honestly, I'm really just trying to break even and bring this to people
Hmm.
because it was such something that was given to me. I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I say as long as I can offer it to break even.
Yeah, I mean, all the speakers, we're all donating our time. You know,
Yeah,
this is a labor of love for everybody to make a
yeah.
difference in women's
I know when
lives.
I had to hit y'all all up, I'm like, so how do you feel about doing this for free?
We're like,
And
yay!
not one person
Yeah,
um, said no because they
no,
know the power of it. Because all the speakers
absolutely.
that we have were at Miraval, except the two new doctors are taking
Yeah,
Susan's place because she was not able to be there on the date that I was going to pick. So
right,
it's
right.
and that was such a blessing. That was kind of like was the affirmation of like I guess I'm supposed to do this.
For sure, for sure. Well, I'm excited.
So
I can't wait. I can't wait to be a part of it. I can't wait to see you and this wonderful group of women again who have all become my friends. And I think it's going to be an amazing, amazing time. So that is something to
yeah.
look forward to and to celebrate your 55th birthday that Monday. I have to come back here, but we can do something maybe Sunday or whatever. Um,
Girl, we're doing something Sunday.
okay, we'll figure it out. But I'm looking forward to that. And
We're just being together.
I can
Is
know.
a birthday present. I
And
don't
then
care.
I need to book your Von Lane bus ride up here so you can get your caboose in my new townhouse and check it out and see how awesome townhouse living is because I've got a feeling it's in your future.
I do. I know. I've already. That was. Yeah. I've already started looking, and I've already kind of put some wheels in motion on that. So.
That's exciting. Wow. Wow. I'm
Yeah.
thrilled.
I love you, Dee. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait for everyone to. I know everyone kind of. I saw a little bit something today, like they were getting frustrated because you can't tell them.
I
She
know.
can't. She will tell you as soon as she can. I
I know.
promise.
I will. I promise.
Uh,
It's not up to
but
me.
and it's not. And we're not building suspense because we want to.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it's not up to me.
no, I'm super excited. I'm excited that you're so happy and you get to continue. And like I said, I'm so honored and blessed by the life we've got to live and all the life we get to live in the future.
Me too. Me too. And I can't wait to see what this wonderful world holds for both of us and how we get to do it together, even from afar and FaceTime and whatever it takes, because sister, you're stuck with me.
Oh, let's do this. Yes.
Okay.
Thank God I'm stuck with you.
Yeah. Thank God I'm stuck with you.
Hmm.
I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. And I love this time.
I hope that I mean, I can't promise this, but we promise we'll sit in chairs again one day. But for now,
For now,
how excited is it that they get to see our faces and that we're okay and it's going to be okay.
yeah.
And life goes on in such a great way.
Oh, in amazing ways, and just so grateful to have everybody along for this journey, and everybody who has embraced you and me and our friendship. And the
Yeah.
fact that that matters to this audience is really special because it speaks to the power of a beautiful friendship. And people are craving it and they want it. And those who have it are so grateful for it. And those who don't are seeking it. And all we can say is unzip yourself, open it up, let it out, be vulnerable with a woman who you feel you can trust, and see where it takes you.
Yeah. And that is the best ending I could think you could create.
Oh, well, thank you. And that wraps up today's episode of Over 50, almost over 55. Join the club and flourishing.
Amen. Bring it on.
Bring it. Mwah. I love you.
Love you. See you soon.
Hey, Hey everybody, can you believe how quickly the days are getting shorter? With less sunlight, it's important to make sure we're getting enough vitamin D in our diets. Did you know that a whopping 97% of women ages 19 through 50 aren't getting enough vitamin D from their diet alone? That's where Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus comes in. I personally chose Ritual because it's been proven to increase vitamin D levels by 43% in a clinical study. I love taking my Ritual multivitamin every morning as part of my daily routine. It's kind of become a non-negotiable for me. And let me tell you, it's not just the Essential for Women 18 Plus that I'm loving. Ritual has so many other amazing products like daily protein, symbiotic and gut health, and much more. They have definitely earned a spot in my lineup. One thing that really sets Ritual apart is that their Essential for Women is USP verified. That means you can trust that you're putting high-quality ingredients into your body. Did you know that only about 1% of supplement brands on the market have the USP verification mark? So if you're looking for a multivitamin that you can trust, I highly recommend giving Ritual a try. It's made a noticeable difference in my overall well-being, and I'm sure it can do the same for you. So no more shady business. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 40% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/over50. This offer is available through January 31st. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/over50 for 40% off.